There's a strange, quiet lie that circulates through our culture. It is whispered in graduation speeches, shouted in motivational reels, and etched into the spines of self-help books. The lie is this, that success is a permanent address. That you work hard enough, sacrifice enough, and plan enough, and one day you will arrive at a place called success where you will be safe, respected, and fulfilled forever. We all want that. We want the trophy, we want the title, we want the bank balance that erases anxiety and the applause that fills the void. But here is the brutal, beautiful truth that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants to die. And by die, I don't just mean the physical cessation of the heart. I mean the small deaths, the ego death, the death of the old version of you that is comfortable, safe, and known. I mean the death of your reputation when you fail publicly, the death of your free time, the death of your excuse that you're just not ready. Because make no mistake, to achieve anything that actually matters, you have to murder the person you are right now. Let's look at what we actually mean by success. For most of us, success is portrayed as a kind of preservation. We think if I become CEO, I will finally stop being anxious. If I get the $1 million, I will never feel insecure again. If I find the perfect partner, I will never feel lonely. We are not chasing success. We are chasing immortality. We want the feeling of being untouchable. But look at the people you actually admire. Look at the athletes who break records. Look at the founders who change industries. Look at the artists who move you to tears. Are they untouchable? No. They are the most touched, the most bruised, the most shattered people on earth. They have died 1,000 times. They have died on the operating table of criticism. They have been buried under the weight of rejection. And yet, they kept climbing out of the grave. The brutal reason nobody wants to die is that dying hurts. Transformation is not a gentle sunrise, it is a chainsaw. To want success without death is like wanting a building without a foundation, a tree without roots, a diamond without the pressure of the earth's crust. It is a fantasy. And we are a generation addicted to that fantasy. We want the six-pack abs, but we don't want the muscle failure. We want the best-selling novel, but we don't want the lonely nights of writer's block. We want the corner office, but we don't want the midnight flights, the missed birthdays, and the terrifying boardroom where your idea gets torn to shreds. Let me tell you a story about a man I used to know. He was brilliant, smarter than anyone in the room. He had a business idea that was genuinely revolutionary. He had the spreadsheets, the pitch deck, the whole plan. For 5 years, he talked about this idea. And every time someone asked, why haven't you launched? He had a reason. The market isn't ready. I need more capital. I need to learn one more skill. In reality, he wasn't waiting for the market. He was avoiding the grave. Because launching meant the death of his identity as a potential genius. As long as he didn't start, he could still dream that his success would be perfect. The moment he started, he became mortal. He became a beginner. He became someone who could fail. And he would rather live in the purgatory of potential than die into the reality of action. That man is all of us. We are terrified of the no. We are terrified of looking foolish. We are terrified of the moment when the scaffolding of our excuses falls away and we are just standing there, exposed, trying our best. But here is the secret that the truly successful know. The death is the point, the struggle is the gift. You see, we think that success is the opposite of failure. It is not. The opposite of failure is not trying at all. Success is the sibling of failure. They are born from the same labor, and that labor requires the death of your pride. Consider the art of the phoenix. The phoenix doesn't rise because it's lucky. The phoenix rises because it burns. It doesn't avoid the fire, it builds the fire. It understands that the only way to be reborn with stronger wings is to let the old feathers turn to ash. When you ask for success, you are asking for the fire. You are asking to be stripped down to your raw materials so you can be forged into something harder. Do you know what the #1 regret of the dying is? According to palliative care nurses, the most common regret is, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Notice the word, courage, not intelligence, not luck, Courage. And what is courage but the willingness to walk towards your own death, the death of social approval, the death of safety, the death of the good job that makes you miserable. We are living in a culture of spectators. We sit on the couch and watch reality TV stars get famous, and we think, why not me? But we don't see the decade of rejection they faced. We scroll through Instagram and see the billionaire's yacht, and we think, I want that. But we don't see the bankruptcy, the divorce, the anxiety attacks at 3 a.m. We want the resurrection, but we refuse the crucifixion. Let me be very specific about the deaths you are avoiding. First, the death of your ego. To succeed, you must be willing to be a fool. You must be willing to ask the stupid question in the meeting. You must be willing to write the bad first draft. You must be willing to go to the gym and lift the tiny weights while the bodybuilder looks at you. Your ego wants to protect you from shame, but shame is the toll on the bridge to excellence. You cannot cross without pain. Second, the death of your relationships. This is a hard one. When you decide to truly go after something, you will lose people. They won't understand the 5 a.m. wake-ups. They will feel judged by your discipline. They will call you obsessed, selfish, or crazy. And maybe you are, but you have to be willing to let them go, not out of malice, but out of mission. You cannot carry everyone on the lifeboat to your destiny. Some people are anchors, not sails. You have to cut the rope. Third, the death of your safety net. True success requires a leap, not a step, a leap. It requires burning the ships on the shore so you have no choice but to conquer the island. As long as you have a backup plan, you will use it. As long as you have the option to quit, you will take it. The most successful people I know are the ones who made it so that failure was not an option. They quit their job. They sold their house. They moved to the city where they knew nobody. They died to the need for comfort, and in doing so, they were born into the realm of necessity. Now, I can hear someone in the back saying, but what if I die and I still don't succeed? What if I lose everything and I end up broke and alone? That is the fear. That is the monster under the bed. And I am not going to lie to you. It is possible. You can give everything, sacrifice everything, and still not become a billionaire. You can train for the Olympics and break your leg. You can write the novel and no one buys it. But here is the deeper truth that is not the real failure. The real failure is getting to the end of your life and realizing you never even tried to die. That you spent 70 years protecting a life that wasn't even yours. The real failure is safety. The real failure is the quiet, slow suffocation of your potential. What is success anyway? Is it a number, a title, a thing, or is it the feeling of being fully alive? And you cannot feel fully alive unless you have been close to death. Not physical death, but the death of your limitations. The thrill of the entrepreneur is not the IPO. It is the night they had $3 left in the bank account and they figured it out. The joy of the artist is not the gallery opening. It is the night they tore up the canvas in despair and then at 4 a.m. painted the masterpiece that came from the ashes. The price of the ticket is your life, your old life. And most people aren't willing to pay it. They want the souvenir without the journey. They want the view from the summit, but they refuse the climb where you can't breathe, where your legs shake, where you throw up from exhaustion. So I ask you today, right now, what are you protecting? What little death are you running from? Is it the death of admitting you chose the wrong major? Is it the death of ending a toxic relationship? Is it the death of starting the business that might fail? Is it the death of saying, I don't know and asking for help? You are standing at the edge of the grave, not the grave of your body, but the grave of your smallness. And you have a shovel in your hand. You can either use that shovel to dig a hole and bury your dreams forever, or you can use it to bury the person you used to be. Success is not a destination. It is a funeral. It is the constant, daily, terrifying act of killing the version of you that is comfortable, fearful, and small so that a braver, wiser, more powerful version can claw its way out of the dirt. Stop asking for success without sacrifice. Stop praying for the trophy without the battle. Stop scrolling for the secret that doesn't exist. The secret is death. Die to the excuse, die to the delay, die to the need for permission, die to the fear of looking stupid, die to the comfort of mediocrity. Because on the other side of that death is not just success, it is freedom. It is the only life worth living. The tomb is empty. Get up, go. And for the love of everything you claim to want, stop being afraid to die. Start being afraid of never having lived.